right, welcome to the third review of the evening. Up this time is Dreaming Sarah. Inspired by the horror game Yumi Nikki, Dreaming Sarah is a surreal adventure platformer game with puzzle elements, an engaging environment, and an incredibly diverse cast of characters, and of course, a young girl named Sarah. Sarah has been in an accident and is in a coma. It's up to you to help her wake up by exploring her dream world while collecting items, talking to weird characters, and exploring the world around here. So we were given the PlayStation 4 version of this game, though if you do get this on PlayStation, it also opens up to the PlayStation 5. A lot of that going on these days. But anyway, so over to Petty Fan for the body of the review.
So yeah, this game is very much a 2D platformer. Run,
Well, as far as
jump.
right platform, yeah.
Sure.
I suppose my first question here is: have you ever played Yumi Nikki?
I have not played it personally, but I have seen a video or two on it online.
How long ago was that?
Over a year ago,
The
I think.
translation is Dream Diary, right?
Yes.
I believe so. Yeah. My point is, how much, because I'm guessing that's in, tone and aesthetics, because in terms of gameplay, this is not even remotely close to what Yumi Nikki is.
Mm-hmm.
No, Yumi Nikki is like a top-down RPG in the vein of, Earthbound or something like that. Now, it's not a platformer. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they mean more in themes and plot.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that's clear, because when you say Yume Nikki, that's a very specific thing. And yeah, this wouldn't be the first game that Yume Nikki has ever inspired, if not like the 400th game. Seriously, Yume Nikki is one of the most influential freeware titles out there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Petty, how does the game play?
Overall, okay.
Okay.
I've definitely played worse, but sometimes the controls are good. Sometimes, like here on this, planet section, sometimes when the gravity changes, it doesn't want to go the correct way.
Yeah, I'm like, this is, if not done by a one-person studio affair, then we're talking like 2 or 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything about this screams, small team.
Yeah.
That being said, it is a game that Rattle Like You picked up, and honestly, I'm a bit surprised, because this isn't their typical kind of platformer. Their we've mentioned their type time and again, but it bears repeating, because they're no stranger to platformers, either funded or published, ported. Those tend to be pixel art affairs that are very straightforward and have a framework, but don't really have themes. They're a lot more straightforward than what's being presented here.
Indeed.
And I suppose along those lines, did the themes grab you, Petty?
Not really, but it was more I didn't know what exactly was going on. I didn't really read the PS4 blurb on it. So the finding out that, basically you were in a coma from an accident, because here in the screen I'm at, you can actually see where you were hit by a car and you're just kind of laying in the road. So that was kind of a surprise.
Mm.
And it's hard to know where exactly I'm supposed to be going. Because there are sometimes you can go to the left in a area and it will, you know, take you to a different area entirely. Or if you
I
head to
mean,
the right, it can loop endlessly.
yeah, that's kind of the territory you get when you get into surreal territory.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they tend to be obtuse, intentionally obtuse,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like 100% sure that's the case here.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
And
And
there are a whole bunch of items you can get. There's one I haven't found yet. There's the umbrella, which lets you glide. The magnifying glass, which makes you small. There is a paint bucket that lets you change the color you are. There is a necklace that turns you into a fish. There is a uh compass that shows you where the nearest item is. There are glasses that let you see things that you couldn't see before. There is a pill item that lets you reset to the beginning of the game, basically, like the starting area.
mhm.
So kind of like if you're stuck somewhere. And yeah, you basically, I guess, try and figure out what's going on.
It maybe, but like honestly, in terms of framing devices, this seems fairly straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're in a coma, you're probably trying to explore your memories, and the ultimate goal here is to literally wake up.
Indeed.
You know, it's been done before.
Several times, yes.
No. And how is the music?
It's there.
It's honestly not what I was expecting.
Like,
No.
it's on, it's on point, basically.
Okay.
It's not something I listen to outside of the game, but
Yeah.
it fits.
I will say I do like the graphical style here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a lot more like there's a lot more going on here than say Thunder Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so pricing. I guess it's worth noting that the PlayStation version is on sale at this moment in time. It is $2.99. Regular price is your standard Radalikia pricing of $4.99. Um, there is a differing price for the PC version. It's a bit more expensive, $5.99. Once again, the publisher of the PC version is different than the console version, so that's not a surprise. In terms of what else is on Steam, it's got the soundtrack for free, um, and it's got a Supernatural indie bundle with a bunch of. It's got 5 games. Let's see, Dreaming Sarah, Soul Gambler, Odalis, The Dark Call, Face It, and Tamashi. And you can get all that for $12.71, 56% off. Like, not a bad price. Once again, we can't speak to the other games in that package because we've never reviewed them, but that seems a good price for that. Anyway, as far as Dreaming Sarah, well, Petty, do you think this game is worth $5?
Probably.
Hmm. No, I suppose that's as good as an endorsement as any.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else on Dreaming Sarah?
Uh, Not really. It's one of those I wish there was more conveyance, but this one I actually know why it's vague.
Right. Once again, if you're basing something off of Yumi Nikki, that's to be expected.
Conveyance is not a luxury you get here.
Anyway, that'll about do it for Dreaming Sarah. Be sure to tune in after the break as we will be reviewing Brick Breaker Heart Collector.